A global IT outage was reported earlier this year, the effect of which was more or less a global catastrophe. And for the first time in the history of mankind, we witnessed the near collapse of modern civilization as a result of a problem with the computer network infrastructure on a worldwide scale. Planes were grounded and passengers stranded in airports all over the world. Bank services were down worldwide and customers couldn't access their hard-earned cash. People couldn't pay for groceries in stores. Emergency services were disrupted. Train and other transport services delayed or cancelled. Broadcasting services were experiencing technical difficulties the world over. Port services were affected, and even the sports and entertainment industries as well. So, something as significant as this occurred, an event that impacted virtually every sector of the world's most advanced economies, but it was dismissed as a mere software update glitch. In reality, it was something that would ultimately transform the dynamics of information and communication technology as we know it. I found myself struggling to recall the exact dates the event happened. In an attempt to jog my memory, I turned to ChatGPT and asked it for a quick summary of everything it knew about the situation. The response was detailed yet concise, giving me the clarity I needed, but it also reminded me of how surreal this whole experience had been. It stated, "The recent global IT outage occurred on July 19, 2024. It was caused by a faulty software update from cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike, which affected various sectors worldwide. The impact of this outage was substantial, with some systems taking weeks to fully recover." This was the exact same narrative that the mainstream media had been pushing all along, but by now, you should know better than to trust everything they're saying. In as much as the news was everywhere, there's been a deliberate attempt at dismissing the event as a mere hitch in the system software update, which was really not the case. Like I always say, even though they lie about everything, they still slip in the truth, keeping you distracted and under control while they do it. By virtue of my meeting with the handler, I was in on highly classified information of global ramifications. One of such information is the fact that someone has the key to the cloud and can shut down every computer system's network globally with the click of a button. By this time, the handler told me so much that whatever I heard never came as a surprise anymore. And as usual, before too long, I would have my confirmations in the most uncanny way. This wasn't different at all. On the 4th of November 2023, I received the first confirmation that the information was in fact true. That morning, a friend called me asking if we could meet up during a 13-hour layover in Dubai. She had just returned from a vacation in Zanzibar and was on her way back to the UK. I said, "Yeah, sure, I'm available." As soon as she landed at DXB, she called to confirm my location. About an hour later, we met up at Mamza Beach. As usual, I was with the handler as I had been for about a year. I hadn't seen my friend in over 6 years. In fact, we had only met once before, back in 2017, when she came to Nigeria while I was working on the Uber platform. She had requested a ride, and that's how our paths first crossed. During the ride, we struck up a conversation, and she quickly noticed my articulate nature and depth of thought. I had been considering the idea of traveling abroad, but I hadn't yet taken any decision. Her words resonated deeply, giving me the push I needed to turn my thoughts into action. It was after a meeting and discussion that I finally began making moves towards a future I'd only envisioned until then. She quickly became my biggest supporter in the journey to relocate. She even connected me with a friend of hers, instructing him to help me enroll in a college in Australia. We gave it a try, but it didn't work out. I also tried Canada, but that too led nowhere. Eventually, I settled for the UAE as a last resort, or so I thought, completely oblivious that it had been part of God's plan from the jump. I got a direct employment visa with Dubai Taxi, the #1 taxi company in the world, an arm of the Roads and Transport Authority, a parastatal of the government of Dubai. After chatting for a bit at the beach, we decided to go grab something to eat. Naturally, we were excited to see each other again, and she was eager to know what was happening with me. However, she wasn't quite impressed when I told her about my current situation. As we walked towards the restaurant, I started telling her about my experience with the handler and the things that I knew, though she didn't know the handler was the one walking right behind us. I then told her about the fact that I knew someone had the key to the cloud and could shut down every computer system in the world with the push of a button. She confirmed it was true and was aware to my greatest surprise. I didn't think she would believe it, let alone confirm its authenticity. I was both surprised and not surprised by her reaction. She's always been an IT person, and I knew a bit about IT as well, which was what really helped us bond the first time we met. She's a software engineer, programmer and scrum master with years of experience. The only thing we differ on was who was in possession of the key. I was expecting a confirmation, but not in my wildest dream would I have been able to phantom this. We arrived at the restaurant, placed our orders and spent a good amount of time catching up while we ate. But when we returned to our spots at the beach, Both my bag and the handlers were missing. We searched everywhere, asked everyone nearby and even questioned the cleaners, but it was all to no avail. We later found out how the bags grew legs and walked out on us, though we never got them back. That's an interesting story for another day. The whole situation felt a bit awkward, but I did my best to lighten the mood. After an eventful night, my friend needed to get back to the airport, so she ordered an Uber and headed off to catch a flight back to the UK. This was a woman I had met once and we became friends. She played a crucial role in my relocation abroad and met up with me again at a time when I was fulfilling the original reason for my trip, which was to meet with the handler. A prophecy which had been given to me about 13 years prior, only for her to just come confirm the latest information the handler had shared with me. On December 18, 2023, an information was posted online that served as the second confirmation and official statement affirming everything to be true. The information was shared by someone we refer to as the boss. As soon as I received the update, I ran it by the handler who confirmed it as the official memo of what had previously been conveyed to me. At this point, I had no knowledge that a test run would happen in the nearest future. The test run is what we knew was reported as the global IT outage of 19th of July 2024. Take note, the memo dropped 18th December 2023 and the test run 19th July 2024, exactly 7 months apart. In my video titled The Judgment of the Church, I explained how it all unfolded and provided specific dates. I mentioned the post made by the handler and I on December 16th, 2023, which exposed one of the rulers of darkness of this world and set the stage for everything that occurred on December 17th and 18th, 2023. Notably, December 18th was the day the Pope made the declaration regarding gay marriages in the Catholic Church, coinciding with the release of a federal decree on media regulation in the UAE. Since then, the events that have followed have spiraled out of control. The implications of holding the key to the cloud are profound. If someone possesses the ability to shut down every computer system and network on Earth with the push of a button, it means they hold unparalleled power, control over the world itself, quite literally, by the balls. Given the time we live in, this person can only be one of two figures, the Christ or the Antichrist. This was the only point of contention between my friend and I when she revealed she knew someone had the key. I knew it was the one, and she was convinced it was the other. Let me be very clear, this is my personal story, drawn from my lived experiences. It's as real as it gets. To fully grasp its depth, it's critical to track the sequence of events, including the dates and times of post and when specific occurrences unfolded. As we know, the internet never forgets. Furthermore, there's an uncanny pattern of numbers intricately woven into all of this, amplifying the mysteries of this real-life event. On November 4th, 2023, I received my first confirmation through my friend from the UK. I made an initial post about it on Instagram and shared it to my story on November 23rd, 2023. The official memo dropped the following month on December 18th, 2023. Without realizing its deeper significance at the time, I reposted it on the 2nd of July 2024, completely unaware that the global IT outage, the test run, would occur just days later on the 19th of July 2024. I can't make this up. There's an undeniable air of mystery surrounding these events. When I got to Nigeria, things began to make more sense. I started reviewing pictures, dates, and posts uncovering a web of strange alignments that couldn't be chalked up to be mere coincidence. By this time, without any doubt, I knew the universe was orchestrating a revelation. Epiphanies became my daily bread, and downloads of insights were pouring in by the gigs. My meeting with the handler was anything but ordinary. It was a transformative encounter, rich with meaning and layered in mysteries that spoke volumes without a single word. Now, let's turn our focus to the post that redefined everything. A seemingly no-cost moment that altered the dynamics of an infrastructure upon which modern civilization heavily relies. UAE government issues a federal decree law on regulating media. Aims at regulating media activities in the UAE and promoting its position as a global media hub. Applies to individuals, organizations, media outlets and free zones dedicated to media in the UAE. Requires individuals and entities practicing media activities to comply with the national standards for media content. Allows both individuals and legal entities to possess media institutions and outlets in accordance with specific regulations and conditions. Regulates the authorities of UAE Media Council and local government entities related to licensing and monitoring media activities. The federal decree organizes radio and television broadcasting, foreign media offices, cinema, movies and creative production, printing, circulation and publishing, newspaper publication and media content, digital and electronic media activities, aerial, ground and maritime imaging, book fairs activities, foreign publications, standards for media content rating, The UAE government's issuance of a federal decree on regulating media may initially seem unrelated to the global IT outage of July 19, 2024. The decree aims to position UAE as the global media hub while implementing strict standards for media content and activities, covering a wide range of media platforms and practices, from radio and television to digital and electronic media, cinema, foreign publications, and even aerial imaging. The decree's breadth highlights an ambition to control the narrative at multiple levels. However, when viewed within the broader context of this unfolding event, the connections begin to take shape. The decree serves as more than just a regulatory framework. It's a deliberate move on consolidating authority over the flow of information. In an age where information is power, controlling media content is akin to holding the key to the cloud itself, with media activities interwoven with digital platforms and the global IT ecosystem. This decree subtly underscores the interdependency between media governance and technological infrastructure. For those tracking the intricate patterns in these events, the alignment of dates, actions, and outcomes reveal a deliberate orchestration. While I've connected many of these dots based on my personal involvement, this thread tying the federal decree to the global IT outage is one I'll explore further in my video titled The Spiritual Headquarters. In that, we'll delve into why Dubai is uniquely positioned at the intersection of media, technology, and spiritual influence, offering a perspective many have yet to consider. In the spiritual headquarters, we'll also delve into why Dubai consistently ranks number one in various domains, even in areas that might seem insignificant at first glance. Its meteoric rise as a global hub for innovation, lifestyle, and commerce is no coincidence. We will examine the Dubai Agenda D33, a bold initiative aimed at solidifying its position among the top 3 cities in the world to live and work. The agenda is not just about infrastructure and policy, it reflects a deeper metaphysical ambition to align the city with global dominance in an era of rapid transformation. From its cutting-edge technological advancements to its meticulously crafted reputation, Dubai's influence reaches far beyond its borders, serving as a beacon of modernity intertwined with age-old traditions. The D33 strategy encapsulates this vision, setting milestones for economic growth, sustainability, and spiritual significance that resonates globally. Synchronicity stands as undeniable proof that nothing in life happens by chance. They remind us that every event, no matter how seemingly random, carries a purpose weaving into its fabric of existence. These occurrences point to the presence of a supreme being, a masterful designer who wove life's intricate tapestry in ways far beyond human comprehension. Every thread, every intersection is deliberate, affirming that the universe operates with intention and meaning. The powers that be are incredibly intentional in their schemes, weaving narratives that have shaped how we perceive reality for generations. But here's the hard truth. How do you explain to someone, whether 30, 40, or even 70 years old, that the life they've lived has been built on lies from the very abyss of deception? It's almost laughable, but not in a funny way. Oh no, LOL. The call to awaken is urgent. We're living in times of profound spiritual significance, where events of cosmic magnitude unfold daily. Yet, many remain asleep, unaware of the forces shaping their destiny. Now, more than ever, it's time to question everything. Our beliefs, our systems, and even our deepest assumptions, because the truth is often hidden in plain sight. I'm not here to claim all the answers. None of us have them. But what I can do is help us connect the dots. Together, we can start unraveling the mysteries, peeling back the layers, and forging the path forward. Even when our opinions or ideologies differ, we must find common ground. For the sake of love and humanity and the greater good, we must unite. The time to act is now. Let's open our eyes, our hearts and minds. Together, we can illuminate the darkness and step into truth and freedom. Peace and love of Yahuwah. Yahusha is King.